Hi, this is CK at CK Education, and today I want to follow up on a video I made yesterday. Yesterday, I was talking about how to set your goals and how to reach your goals. And I said that it's largely the result of the kind of motivation you have on the inside. How badly do you want to reach those goals? And that sometimes is caused by pain. Unfortunately, if you don't have pain, a lot of times you don't have motivation. This is why people who grow up spoiled, they never had problems in their lives, and never had money problems, never had to worry about money. A lot of times you don't see those people usually rise to the top. It's the guys who were, they had very difficult childhoods. They had to start working when they were young, and they didn't have everything handed to them. A lot of times you see those people very super motivated and overtaking those guys who had everything, because the motivation is really a function of the pain that causes you to have that fire in you. And so a lot of times that happens. It's just human nature. Now, I'm not saying that every person who goes through tough times, has super, great motivation. Sometimes, like I said, they get crushed. And it's also the case that sometimes people who have stuff handed to them because of the right mindset that was implanted in them and taught to them when they were young, they can still be very successful. So, of course, there are exceptions to everything, but generally speaking, the most motivated people that I've met in my life so far are people who who went through tough times. And so, now, regardless of if you've gone through tough times or not, regardless if you have, regardless of your background, if you set a goal, why is it that you just can't seem to reach those goals? And let me tell you, I want to talk about one aspect of that reason why. And I think that this is huge for most people. A lot of people set goals. A lot of people say things like this. They say something like, someday I want to start my own business. And inevitably, the questions that I ask, if someone close to me says something like that to me, I want to start my own business. I said, oh, really? Like what kind of business? Oh, I don't. See, you see, they haven't thought through any details. What kind of business? I'm not sure. And so it just ends right there. Okay. Or someone says, right now I'm doing this, but someday I hope to own my own shop, my own store, my own whatever. Really? Like when? When do you think you want to do that? I mean, someday. You see the problem with that? Someday. What is someday? Does that mean 3 years from now, a year from now, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? When? Okay. So when someone says something like that, but let's say I ask someone this, someone says to me, someday I want to start my own business, and I ask them, like, when do you see that happening? I'm thinking in 5 to 7 years. I'm like, oh, that's pretty detailed. 5 to 7 years? Now, why do you say 5 to 7? Because because I'm working on my job right now, I'm working in my 9 to 5 right now, but I have this idea, and I already have my first client, I have my first customer, and I'm making just a little bit of money. Just a little bit right now, but I'm thinking that if I could keep growing that within 5 to 7 years, I should be able to grow it large enough so that it is equal to the income that I'm making now, or at least like 80% of the income that I'm making now, at which point I can get rid of this other thing and I can focus more energy on this thing so that it becomes 100% of the income I was making, and then I can grow it further so it becomes 200% and so on and so forth. And I said, whoa, okay, that's better. That's better. So 5 to 7 years. All right. And what kind of things do you have in mind besides just getting that one client? If you're only making that much money, how do you plan to increase that income and increase revenue? And then they have an answer for that. Because right now I'm just starting out, I'm just charging this much, and I have limited time, so I can only do that much. But I plan to, as my reputation grows, as the word spreads, as I create this infrastructure, I'm going to charge, I see this growth in my income because I'm going to charge more. My fees are going to go up. And I see there's my plan for doing that. And I think I can do that and still, the market will still respond because of blah, blah, blah. Really, like, how do you intend to get more clients then? Well, I was thinking of doing that, and they have a plan for that. And what kind of things do you need? What kind of people, what kind of technology do you need? They have answers for that. They have answers because they have thought through all the details. The more details that you have about your goals, the much more likely it is that you're going to fulfill those goals. Okay. When someone says something like that, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be debt free one day. I'm going to pay off all my debts. And I'm like, what kind of debts are you talking about? Well, like, just like my credit cards, they haven't thought through it. Okay? If someone says to me, I want to pay off, I want to be debt free. I say, look, when do you think you'll be debt free? They should have an answer to that. Well, I'm thinking at the pace that I'm going at the rate that I'm going now, I think I'll be debt free, complete debt free. What do you mean complete debt free? I mean mortgage, student loans, car loans, any credit card debt that I have, debt free, zero. Well, when do you think you'll be able to do that? I'm thinking at this rate, probably within 8 years. Wow, where'd you get that number, 8 years? Well, I'm paying more than I need to pay on each of these, and I'm starting with the smallest one, and I'm paying that one off. So I have an Excel spreadsheet, and it shows me that I'm gonna get that one paid off within 3 months, and then the money that I was putting into that one, I'm gonna put into my student loans because that's the next smallest one. And going at that rate, if I add the extra, I think I get that paid off in like 10 months, and then I'm gonna take all that money when that's paid off, and I'm gonna put it towards my car loan because that's the next biggest one. And then once I do that, I think I can get that paid off in like 2 years. And then all the money that I have been putting into that and that and that, I'm gonna put it all together, put it towards my mortgage every month. I'm gonna put extra money. I'm not gonna spend it. I'm not gonna buy something else. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay that off. And when I do it on my spreadsheet and I'm looking at these amortization schedules online, like when I think I can pay it off, it tells me I can pay it off within 8 years. That kind of person is going to reach their goals. You see the difference there? When someone says, I think I want to do something, I plan on doing something, I want to do something, I always ask, really? Like how long? How many people? What do you need? Why do you think that? Based on what? What will you charge? How much will it cost you? Will you have to get loans? If you do, what's the mortgage going to be? Is that going to be a positive cash flow? Is that going to be negative? Are you sure you're going to be able to do that? Can you do that without putting up a big collateral? On and on and on and on and on. Okay? So if you don't have detailed action plans, you're not likely to meet your goals. And this happens for everything. Everything great and small. If someone says something like that, then it's and they don't have action plans, they don't have detailed action plans. I'm thinking in my head, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to reach those goals because you don't even know what action plans you need to take. And action plans every single day, acting on your action plans are the things that get you closer to your goals. But if you don't have action plans, how in the world are you going to get closer to your goals? It's just a hope. Well, I hope it happens someday. And I say hope is not a plan. Hope is not a plan. Hope is just dreaming. Hope it's just like closing your eyes and like, oh, someday I wish that happened. Someday I wish that happens. And then you wake up, you're like, did it happen yet? Did it happen yet? Things don't happen like that. Every single day, what are you doing to get yourself closer to that goal? Every single day. And if you don't have details, it's not going to happen, my friend. You have to have details. So if you set goals, perhaps you're not reaching them because your action plans have no details in them. So you got to do the research. You have to look at realistically, what will it take to reach that goal? And if you do that, you'll have a much, 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 much better chance of reaching your goals. So I would encourage you to do that because that is so important. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments on anything else, just put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to entertain those and correspond with you. Now, I would highly recommend that you go back and watch many of the other videos I have on my channel. I've said this many times before. I am not trying to increase my subscriptions. I am not trying to make money on YouTube. I don't give a crap about that. I want you, the person, you right there who is watching me right now, I want you to be helped. I want you to improve your life. I want your life to change for the better by changing your mindset because that's how it begins. And if this video helped you, there are many videos. I have over 100 videos on my channel and every single day, I'm uploading new videos. Every single day, I'm uploading at least one new video. So I will put a link to the playlist that this video is in so you can watch more of it. But I encourage you to go back and watch many of it. It will help you. It will change you because it helped me and it changed me. The things that I talk about is not theory. It's not something I read merely in a book. These are things that I experienced in my own life. These are things that I've done in my own life. These are things that I have implemented in my own life and I found them to work. So I'm just sharing them with you. So to save you 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of pain and failure, you can do it sooner. You can do it better. You can do it more effectively, more efficiently. And that's my goal. All right. So thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.